Hi all. On January 29th, we dropped in Newport News, Virginia around 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Since there is absolutely nowhere to park around there, we had to drive almost 50 miles towards Richmond, Virginia to find a place to park and wait for our next load. We stopped at a Pilot Travel Center in Providence Forge, Virginia. It was a small Pilot with just 30 parking spots, but we were able to slip right into a spot since we were there so early in the morning. Plus, the heavy trucker traffic hadn't started at the truck stop, and we were able to grab a shower without having to wait. And that's always a good thing. That evening, we got our next load to be picked up in Morganton, North Carolina at 11 a.m. Eastern on January 30th and drop outside Chicago, Illinois by 3 a.m. on the 31st. Randall started out driving around 3 a.m. and I took over around 7:30 a.m. driving into the pickup, which I'm proud to say I arrived there with 40 minutes to spare and with no moral support from Randall as he was in the sleeper. I continued to drive my 11-hour clock down to where I had just under an hour and a half left. We wound up stopping on the side of the road to do a shift driver change, and I immediately crawled into the sleeper and went fast asleep. I was wore out from my shift. I fought a good fight with the mountains and traffic and road construction all day. Since we had just a short delivery window, we didn't spend any time taking in any sights, but I did stop at a pretty rest area to use the facilities. The McDowell County rest area is on Interstate 40 near Marion, North Carolina, which is not too far from the Tennessee-North Carolina line. Truck parking was quite a ways from the main building, which was also sitting on top of a mountain. Four-wheel vehicles could park right in front of the building with their drivers and passengers not having to climb a mountain to use the facilities. But us truckers, we have to park at the bottom and climb up. If they only realized how most all of us truckers wait until the last minute to stop to use facilities because we're under a deadline. And there's not always places that we can stop. And when we do stop, we need to go. Oh well, it was good exercise. The temperature was cool, it was crisp air. But when I finally made it to the top of the mountain to the rest area building, I was surprised to see how pretty it was landscaped. I snapped a couple of photos before I headed back to the truck and got back on the road. We made it to our drop outside Chicago around 2:30 a.m. and decided to make a move outside of Chicago to wait for our next load. We settled in Elkhart, Indiana, which is about an hour east of Chicago and seems to be a pretty place. It is the home of the Superhero Museum and the National RV and Camper Museum. We are here until Sunday night when we pick up our next load in Wisconsin by 9 a.m. on Monday to deliver east of Atlanta, Georgia by 7 a.m. on Tuesday. Well, that's all I have for today, peeps. So I'll get this posted. Until next time, like my grandma Ash used to say, y'all keep your nose clean. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe on my videos.